And welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are going to have another educator from different part of the world. And tonight our guest is an English language trainer and motivational writer, Nour Negm. When he comes, we are going to start our live session with him. He is here. Just send me a request, Norm, to join the session. Then we can start. We are going to talk a lot of different topics with him. Let me accept his invitation. When he comes, we are going to start it. I'm waiting for her to join because, as you know, sometimes we face difficulties about connection. Let me look again. Yes, it takes time, Nor. I know, it's okay. Yeah, sure. I accept it. But it takes time, a little bit. Hello, John. Hello, you all. I'm sorry for this waiting. Hello. Mm. Yes. Hello.
Hello, Vulcan. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you finally. Sorry
Okay.
about this. It's not about us, it's about, it's about Instagram. I don't know
No,
what's happening here. So sorry about this waiting. It takes time a little bit.
no
I don't
worries at
know
all.
what's the reason. Anyway, you are here finally. And thank you very much. And I would like to say thank you very much, Nour, for accepting my invitation and join our session and being with us tonight. It's great to have you here tonight.
It's a great pleasure to be on your platform and speak to your listeners. It's a great opportunity. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome, Noor. And so I know we are busy. Actually, we are all busy. So if you're ready, can we start?
Yes, we can, sure. Certainly.
Wonderful. I know about you, know, but maybe our audiences would like to know about you. Can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
Yes, I have been an English teacher mainly for more than 12 years and an English language trainer for more than 5 years. I've worked with different age groups like from primary until secondary and the free learning after university. I have also experience as a teacher and as a trainer. I trained the teachers from different sectors of the education system in Egypt, inside Egypt and outside Egypt as well. We worked with the British Council inside Egypt and with other British organizations doing educational training outside
Uh-huh.
Egypt. Also, like some of the programs I worked on were sponsored and on the platform of Cambridge University directly. So
Oh, I see.
we worked under their umbrella. Like spanning my experience with teaching, I didn't like to like keep myself inside the classroom and stick to teaching and education specifically. Like I wanted to do something outside that, so I started like doing my YouTube channel and started my motivational writing and inviting people to engage into my interests. And nowadays I am more focused on developing, let's say, a cooperation writing style. Like I
Oh, I
write
see.
my essays and my chapters, then I like so much to bring other people with me so that we can share experience. I can get their knowledge and let's say expand my understanding about their fields, and they can get let's say an insight into how professional writing works. So this like can be a win-win situation for me and for them as well. One benefit of my writing was like cooperating on 2 books published on Amazon.com and a lot of articles on LinkedIn. And they have also articles in Vietnam, Indonesia, and Mexico until now. And
Wow.
the list is going on.
Great. I see. It's
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
All right. So is that all, or would you like to add anything else?
Yeah, that's good for now.
That's all. Okay. Thank you, Nour, for sharing with us. And my next question is, what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
I think the first point came after I finished university. Then I came to the work market and I started my job as a teacher. But suddenly I understood that that is not fully my ambition. I need something more than that. I need to grow more than that. So I didn't only accept my job as a teacher, but I insisted on developing my skills to be professional. So if I am going to be an English teacher, I need to speak English perfectly, and I need to be able to establish an international, let's say, student basis. I shouldn't be teaching to learners or students from Egypt only, from my environment only. That is not enough. I need to be worldwide, international. To work on a worldwide basis, you need your skills to be on a professional level. So I improved my speaking, and then I worked on my writing until I managed to write professionally and do these. So these are part of my skills development as a language trainer. The second point, the second point came with the Corona. Like when Corona came, then we had to stay at home, teach from home, and then suddenly you have loads of free time. Then I had enough time, to rethink my life and refunnel my effort and think exactly what my mission or what my purpose in life really is, what I really want. How can I develop teaching into something that is fulfilling for me, at least, something through which I can achieve my dreams and reach to the world, speak my ideas, give my thought and my view about the world to the others, and the people can listen to me and participate into what I am doing. So I started this journey to interact with professionals, not only educators, but professionals from different fields. I started interacting with them, bringing them into my, let's say, my YouTube, my writing activities, and then I participated with them. Like some of them also invited me for their, let's say, podcasts and their channels. And then like some of these gave amazing fruits, as we can see. Also, like one of my future writings is about asteroid mining. That is okay. Nice. So for this, for this article, like I needed professional from space agencies, astronauts, and engineers and all of this stuff. So I was testing my ability. Like, okay, if I say I am a language trainer, or I am an English writing trainer, and then these are my skills and these are my achievements until now, and then I come to you with a free offer. Will you be able to accept this interaction with me? Like, do I present a professional basis platform enough for you to engage with me, and then we can help each other? You look into my world and I look into your world, and then we can bring something fruitful out of this cooperation. That was also like a very good advantage of the Corona, despite the negative side, but that was a positive point, especially after Corona. Also, the second point that I understood after Corona is that you need to have an existence online. You need to have an image online. Most businesses are moving online now, and especially education. And if you have a good image and a good reputation and a good word of mouth online, then you can generate more income online than face to face. And it will be actually, I think it's easier and more efficient, sometimes more than face-to-face teaching in the classroom, because you have more time to prepare your materials, and also the online classroom is more limited. There is little noise than the normal classroom, and there is little effort wasting around. It's only the time for the classroom, and then every minute can be targeted towards a special objective, and you can work on that and develop that, yes, very more precisely actually than a face-to-face classroom. Like normally in the physical classroom, like people feel normal. This is what we have been doing throughout our lives, you know, since
Yeah,
primary school, and then yeah, and you imagine that like through all of this journey from primary school until university, let's say, not all the learners' experiences are like about efficient learning. Some of them like are not so positive. Let's try negative. Let's not say negative, but not so positive. But then suddenly you shift the educational, the learning and teaching environment. So it's like then your conscious and subconscious something notices, realizes you are in a different environment. So suddenly you are outside your comfort zone, even on the beginning level. Then like you start, your brain starts to work in a different way. Your senses work in a different way to receive the information.
Right.
Yeah, differently than the traditional classroom, which like I think with a good teacher skill set, you can more efficiently and more perfectly use this and like generate better targets than traditional teaching in the classroom. These are some of the turning points into, let's say, my
your career. I see. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nour, you to share here with us with all these experiences. All right. So, and you've been teaching for a long time. You said almost 12 years, and you've been working as a trainer for I think 5 years. And during this years, probably you have tried different methodologies and techniques, and I don't know, some the ideas and strategies in your lessons with your students, okay, or with the teachers, and probably you have a philosophy of teaching. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Okay, I think like coming from my personality, like I always wanted to do a perfect classroom and like teach perfectly by the book. But then suddenly when you go to the classroom, like the book itself does not function 100%. Like
yeah, right.
Yes, we are teachers and we are teaching learners. Exactly. All of these are humans and are interacting with one another. You cannot like do like machine work and get a 100% perfect task. That is not possible. Then like with from different methodologies and different teaching techniques, then you can pick up something that helps you, that works for you, that ticks with your personal teaching style. What I came to understand, especially with adult learners, those who come after university to learn English or even at university, like these people have long experience with learning. Like you cannot say, okay, you come to my classroom, then we start English and you will learn my way. Then what have I been doing like for 15 years at school? Like you cannot tell me I am wrong. No, of course, that is not even logical. Okay, if I tell the learners you're completely wrong, they have finished like Faculty of Commerce, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Medicine. How can you tell us that we are wrong? Then what you need actually to do in this situation is to build evidence and build proof to what you are doing. Okay, so we will learn like very small steps, very small things. We will not learn a whole lesson. We will not learn a whole unit. We will learn only a part of the lesson. And then with this lesson, especially with adult learners, you can turn it directly into communication. You want to link directly what you are teaching to what they will do when they leave your classroom. What you want them actually, once they step outside the classroom, to start speaking the language you are teaching them in the classroom. So with my teaching, I always focused on, let's say, speaking and communication. What we are teaching, how can it fit? How can I fit this into your everyday language? I need to take my book, to take my syllabus, and fit into what these people are doing actually in their life. So if we are learning a lesson today, I need you to use the lesson, to use the content as soon as you leave my classroom. If you go to your job in the morning, then then you come to me in the evening and you say, "Hey, Mister, we learned this yesterday in the classroom, and I used it in my bank. And then you get my point. Like we were, well, I think we were. I was teaching. I think A1. A1 English, level English, and like we were teaching very basic sentences, and the very basic vocabulary. And then like there was a bank clerk, and then we were doing something like self-introduction, and like asking the customer, how can I help you? Like very simple sentences. And then she came the next day, and then, okay, we stopped the classroom. Yeah, I have something to say. And then she said, okay, I managed to talk to the customer fully in English, and we managed to do the whole like transaction in English, and it was successful. Then that is like your success or my success as a teacher in this moment. Like my target has been more than 100% fully fulfilled and achieved. Okay, I teach you language to use it. I'm not teaching you here in a preparatory classroom to pass the exam. I'm teaching you so that you can do it in your life, and then get promoted in your job and get more money. Exactly. So
the money is good.
Yeah. So like what I'm trying to do is to place my teaching methodology and place my teaching curriculum into what my learners really need, into the realities and their everyday life.
You're right. I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing it with us, Nour. Thank you. And you know, Nour, you talk about a lot of things, and you mentioned about philosophy and other things. And we have a comment here from Asia, I think, Asia, something like the ALT. Focusing everyday language is a must. What she commented here about your idea. Okay, good. So you know, let's move to another question. Before that, you know that we are educators, and we have, you know, a lot of stories in our career or in our life, some bad, some good, some failed, and some success stories. And can you tell us here one or maybe two success stories of yours, something inspirational? I'm sure you have, and if you like to share with us, we will be happy.
Yes, I will do my best. Like I am not the best inspirational educator, but I will do my best. Like when I started my teaching job, let's say I think I was 22 or 23 years old, and then in our school they gave us an educational training, and then there was a trainer, and she was so good. And then I went to my supervisor and said, okay, like can I do this? Can I do what she is doing? Where does she come from? Like, how did she learn to do that? What does she need to study, like to be able to do that? And then, like, then I started my journey. Like, I wanted to be an educational trainer, and then I started to look what material you need to study, what courses you need to study, and then, like, I went to the British Council, and we sat for a series of courses on TOT and TTT, and then all of the teaching methodology and the teaching stuff.
Courses.
Yeah. And then I got qualified into my organization to be a trainer locally, and I started giving sessions, you know, like building my skill set step by step until I was confident enough that I can help these people, I can train these people. And then we did more than one program, and then like it came an opportunity with the British Council, like to train under their umbrella, and we did training all over Egypt with a number of schools all over Egypt. Like we traveled north, south, and we did training in Cairo as well. It was all supervised with trainers from the British Council. We did the training with them first, how to train and how to help the trainees, how to deliver the training materials, how to give feedback, how to focus the feedback positively, and how to tackle the let's say the improvement areas. And then the next opportunity came with CFBT, that's an organization from the England, and then with them, like the umbrella was wider. Like we did trainings online, so that the learners were from Egypt and from outside Egypt, and then they took us to the conference of Queen Rania in Jordan, and we met the Queen in the conference. Like that was a huge effort. After that, I think the next step was to establish myself online as a trainer, and that is what I am doing right now. And without all of these steps, like I wouldn't have been able to reach
I see.
to reach this stage.
I
Yeah,
got
and
it.
that
Thank you.
yeah, and that comes back into my philosophy. Like success is not a one piece, and it is not a
Uh-huh.
product-based process. It's like small steps. You need to build
You're
step by
right.
step, small by small, but every step needs to be like very well built and very good thought and very well researched. And then with more step, like one step every day, one step every day, then like after some time you will have built something credible, something that you can depend on.
Uh-huh. I see.
That that is one story about my like being a trainer. The second story, I think I'm still building it, which is like my
That's great.
writing. Yeah, my writing endeavors and adventures actually, like through the process of developing my skills as a teacher, like I focused, and I think it was part of my interest is to write. I like writing. It reflects something in my skills and my personality. I sat for training, like for I think 2 or 3 years. For writing, I was preparing for IELTS, but IELTS was not my target. My target was to improve this skill and be able to like write down a professional essay or a professional piece of writing.
I see.
After 3 years of training, then I said to myself, okay, I need to be honest with my trainees. If I give you an advertisement and I say, okay, I will give you a writing course for $100, say, and then after this course, you will be able to do like to write professionally, to know how to write a thesis statement, how to get your support, how to put examples, how to write a successful essay for IELTS. Then should
That's
I not be
wonderful.
able to? Yeah, should I not be able to do this first? Like, how can I tell people I will I will help you write if I cannot write? I think that makes sense. So, as a beginning step, like I needed to be able to write. Then I started like writing for myself first, and then for like exam-oriented writings, like for
That's
IELTS, for TOEFL.
wonderful.
Yeah, until I managed to do this on a suitable level, and then like I jumped into let's say real life writing, content writing, and starting these chapters, collaborations on Amazon, and these articles on LinkedIn, and this new article on the space exploration. Like, and the journey goes on. Like every
I
day,
see.
I'm gaining new skills and developing my skill set and expanding my network of professionals. Like the more you have people believe in you, then you can of course you can attract more people to come into your network.
Definitely. I see.
Yeah, and
I got
and
it.
I am still in this journey until now, and I'm still working on it. Let's see how and where it leads to.
Yeah, right. I totally agree with you about it. And by the way, thank you very much for sharing the stories with us here, Noor. They're really important, the stories that you share with us, and they have got meaning in it. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, and Noor, you have been teaching it for a long time, and in this time, probably you have tried a lot of, the activities in your career, in your lessons. Can you tell us one or maybe two activities that you like to use for your classes? Maybe, and tell us your secret activities.
Okay, it is not basically a secret activity, but I think like the best activity I like to use is elicitation.
Ah,
Like
mm-hmm.
to try to generate and extract the information from the learners themselves. You let's say you drive and you guide them step by step. You build the knowledge in their brains like piece by piece. If they don't remember like one word, you give them the word. If they don't remember a part of the question, you give them the part of the question, but you don't give the full information.
Yeah,
And then you keep moving with them, helping them, taking by their hands, piece by piece, part by part, and then finally they get the full information, and they are like 100% sure that they are the source of the information. They have come up with the information, and then you give them like the feeling and the conviction that they are the owners of the classroom. They are the owners, of their learning processes. They are the owners of their curriculum. Okay, I am here, I am the teacher, but I am here only to help them through the process. I am not, let's say, the officer or the pilot or the manager managing the classroom. No, I am only one participant in the process, and they are actually the leading people, the participants in the process. They know the material, they can generate it, they can manage the exercise, and they can reach to where you want them to reach by themselves with a little guidance, with a little help. So let's say minimize your help, maximize their input, and then you generate, yes, you bring them, or you create inside them this feeling, this sensation that they are the owners of what they are doing. As soon as they are the owners of the process, then you are just guiding and, you know, providing more material, more exercises, and just giving them motivation. And then let's say the boat will sail by itself, and it will be awesome. Every day they are coming with hunger to move to the next step, to increase what they are doing, and with full responsibility. You know, yes, they have this full conviction that they are responsible and they can achieve. So they feel inside themselves they are the drivers, they have the ability and the skills to do so. And here is Mr. Nour, if we need something that is quite challenging, then what else is missing? Then you get progress, you get real progress, and this progress is real. It reflects into their real life needs right away. These people, these people come to learn, and then they take what they learn exactly to where they want to use it.
To use it, I see.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you very much.
My utmost pleasure.
You're welcome about that, all of them. And for the answers of the questions, by the way. Nour, yes, I want to ask you something about the book that you published. Actually, you contributed the book, if I'm not wrong, but it's a very interesting book, which is Get Up. So, can you tell us about... It's a long title. Yeah, I know, it's a very long title, Get Up. Okay, we all get up and stand up, don't give up the fight. It's something like this. Anyway, can you just tell us about, you know, your book, Get Up? What is it about? What kind of book is it?
Yes, Get Up. God is not done with you yet. Like still there is some work between you and God that is not finished. It means like this book mainly focuses on, let's say, people or professionals who are in their careers and then they faced a very difficult obstacle. And then they were able to somehow manage that obstacle and then get positive results. And then, like Patricia, I invited her into my YouTube channel, and we did, let's say, some discussion, some chatting. And then, as a result, okay, she said to me, "You invited me to your channel. I will invite you to my book." And her book was quite a more international project, supported by Les Brown, the first motivational speaker in the world, and something like this. And then, yeah, the focus is to give a moment in your life where, as a human, you could overcome this huge obstacle, this huge hindrance, and then, you know, like move forward. You do not need like to have bright success or amazing achievements, but we needed to see you moving positively.
I see. I see. Thank you very much for telling about the book. Thank you. That's an interesting book. Thank you, Nour. All right. So I know, Nour, you are an IELTS examiner, IELTS trainer. IELTS trainer. And can you tell us about the reason of, you know, the reason that the students need to get this exam, and how does this exam help the students or the people who want to take them?
Okay, the point is that IELTS is not only about English. That's what people need to know, actually. It does not only like test your language. Like you can have 3,000 words, and in the end of the day, maybe you will not be able to answer all the reading questions or all the listening questions. Like there are a lot of skills, other high or let's say back skills that are tested on the exam that maybe learners are not aware of. The first side of it is culture. Most of the IELTS exam like comes from the English culture, and then to be able to answer and to be able to understand the context of these words, you need to have a huge understanding of the English culture, whether the English culture or the American culture, or like from the place where this language comes from. So you need to be well versed, like well educated in literature, novels, poetry, reading magazines. You know, like you need to have a lot of experience and a lot of exposure to the real life language. Well, when it comes to the exam, like the language is not basically, let's say, a textbook language. That's more like a real life language and a laboratory actually generated language. Like they create some of this languages specifically for IELTS. So like, for example, if in your real life in 100, let's say in 3 sentences or in 4 sentences, you expect to find 2 important pieces of information, like in 3 sentences in IELTS, you may face 7 new pieces of information. So this requires, you know, a different, let's say, a different level of the brain work. Like your brain needs to not to work faster. That is, I would be describing that wrong. But your brain needs to be well trained into this skill. Like you cannot bring your brain suddenly and say, okay, we will do IELTS. No, that is not possible. You need to go through the training and do the training, a long-term training, so that your skills, your senses will be able to track the speed of the exam. You know, like normally in real life, if you are speaking to like a supermarket seller or someone, like you do not expect like to hear like 5-7 numbers inside 1 minute. It's only 1 number or 2 numbers. Actually, you get your grocery and you pay like 200 euros or pounds and then go out. But that is not in IELTS. Like in 1 minute, you hear 5 or 7 numbers, and then like in IELTS, they let's say the narrative does not go logically. It goes, you know, scientifically. So I tell you a story, and then like I hide, let's say I hide the piece I want you to pick up from this story, and then
I see.
At the end, like I keep giving you a flood of information. Like this is English, and these words are very difficult and very rare. Like you don't face them in real life very often. And then like after like in a listening text for 5 minutes, you are faced with, let's say, 100 new words, and then the piece of information you are asked about like disappears. You get my point? Like with the cognitive overload on the brain and its speed to tackle this information and to process this information, it cannot focus, you know, enough to pick up this piece of information that is thrown in the back after 300 words of like new information you have never heard about. And then with their information, like if, for example, if they give you a report, it is not an actual report. Like if you do a research, you will not find this information in real life. So even if you are well educated in, for example, in the scientific field, and you know all the theories of Newton, and you know all of gravity and all of this, then we give you a listening piece or a reading piece about gravity. Of course, it will be like something you have not seen before, and the numbers, you know, the information, like how the passage is built, is totally not the way our minds normally see or normally think. Then that is a new challenge for the brain. You need, like the brain needs to be trained to think in this way. One other challenge with IELTS is writing. Like IELTS
writing
is
one of the difficult ones.
Yeah, like for me, IELTS is the best type of writing activities or writing exams available, like TOEFL and the other exams. Like IELTS is totally different. IELTS is like the cream of the cream. Let's say we are discussing, for example, how the pyramids in Egypt were built. Then I will say my opinion, then you will say your opinion, and then we will see like how the stones moved, and then, okay, but let's do that, let's gather this information into a piece of writing. That is completely different, because with writing, like the flow needs to be 100% logical.
Definitely.
You get my point. For example, if you say the base of the pyramid is like let's say 70 meters by 80 meters, and then you jump suddenly and say the top is like 10 meters by 10 meters. Okay, and what about the middle? Where did it go? Then, you know, this will reflect in your score directly. Yes, and then like even with very simple questions like what is the effect of poverty? Like people go to the prison. Okay, why do they go to the prison? You cannot just say, okay, you know, like poverty leads to the prison. Okay, what happens?
What happens?
Yeah, you need to get you get specific reasons, and with this specific reason you need like data references. What exactly leads people from poverty to the present? Like some other poor people are very rich, like become very rich and lead the economy worldwide. But why do these people go this way? Like you need to be 100% scientific in your approach. Like reason leads for a reason. And if this, like, it's like a chain, and if one link in the chain breaks, then your score breaks directly. And then, for example, let's like use a word that is very famous with AI, and like many people object about it, which is delve into. It's very much used on
exactly in AI.
Yeah, in AI. And then like not because the word is very common, it does not mean it is correctly used. Like when you want to use the word delve into, it must be correctly used in context. And what if like your brain has absorbed the word delve into more than correct? You get my point? And then like linked in with misunderstandings and not the correct context. And then you go to the IELTS exam and you say, okay, this essay delves into so and so. And then like suddenly this word delve is not in context, despite the fact is that you used a very rare word and a very, let's say, worthy word. The word itself is very strong and very beautiful, but you used it outside its normal context. What happens here is you get double negative. So your coherence will be negatively affected, and then your word choice, you choose a word outside its context, so you get double negative, despite the fact that you know very like rare, very important vocabulary. So like as I say it, or as I see it, like IELTS is on a different level compared to the other exams. Like every skill, every piece of your language and your understanding and your culture comes to the scales. Everything is measured.
Scales. I got it.
Yeah.
But it's really one of the important exams. I think IELTS, like TOEFL, like IELTS, like other exams.
Yes.
Takes really important place. All right. Thank you very much for the information about the IELTS. No, really, they're very, the informative. Thank you. What I'm gonna ask you about, about the students in your country, like, what are the difficulties, that you face about teaching a new language for Egyptian students? I know it's really hard questions to answer maybe, but I'm sure that you have a lot of experiences about it. But maybe just one or two sentences about it, if you can just briefly tell us about it.
Yes. Okay, so let's just give a short look to the Egyptian history, like in the past, and I'm not offensive to anybody, I'm just talking about Egypt. Like the Romans came to Egypt and we don't speak Roman. The Greeks came to Egypt and we don't speak Greek. The French came to Egypt and we don't speak French. The English came to Egypt and we don't speak English. The German came to Egypt.
Arabic.
and we don't speak. Like Arabic is like a part of our identity and a part of our like physical structure. Like our, it's like our physical and our pronunciation, let's say organs, maybe are built only for Arabic, maybe, but not exclusively. But yeah, but that is the conviction in like mainly in our in the brains of like Egyptian learners, Egyptian students. It's very difficult to localize a native language. We are so much grounded in Arabic. We are so much grounded in the Nile and in the agriculture around the Nile. It's very strong in our nature, in our, let's say, behaviors, and in our communication with the outside world. We are very friendly, we are very funny, we are very welcoming. but we speak in Arabic. We don't. we do not speak other language. So the challenge comes here that you bring a very tangible objective to your classroom. We learn this to do that. You get my point. It's a very small, like link, a very small target. You do not build a huge aim. Oh, you will learn English. We will fly to the moon and we will go to NASA. Okay, that doesn't work. Egyptian culture. Like if we look at football players, like a lot of, let's say, Turkish players are all over the world, Masoud Ozil and Arda Güler and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But worldwide Egyptian football players we only have Mohamed Salah, and still Omar Marmoush is very young, is very small on the let's say being famous worldwide. We only have Mohamed Salah, so it's only one Egyptian that made it. You get my point, to an international platform or international stage. But we have other amazing football players. We have other amazing professionals. But we are grounded in the Nile. We are grounded around the Nile. Like our geography does not push us to look outside our borders. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to like look outside our borders, say something beyond, because like nature gave us, let's say, most of what we want, most of what can make our life acceptable and good. So so it is like very difficult for us to look outside, especially with our long history that all of the visitors from all over the world came to Egypt. We didn't go to them.
Yeah.
my point?
By the way, it's really interesting about the the comment. It's like Egyptian accent is indeed a unique one, and also Ali Hocam says Cleopatra. Cleopatra, she lives. she was there also. Yes, we have like we have a long history like with these people, like dealing with the outside world, the outside world coming to our world, and all of this stuff we know about the old history. But it's like, as I told you, like for other countries, maybe it's in their let's say in their DNA, in their economy, in their nature, maybe in their geography, like to travel abroad to link with the other countries, or maybe see like crossing the borders is not so costly, is not so against expectations and against everyday life. Maybe because these countries are beside each other, maybe because the economy ties are very strong, maybe because the borders themselves are easy to cross and come back. The language itself is close to other languages. You get my point? Yeah. But even with the Arabic accents, like inside Egypt, if you meet someone from North Egypt or someone from South Egypt, like maybe they will not understand each other 60% or 50%. You get my point? Yeah. So like the language, yes, the language is very, very much rooted in Egypt, and very, very, very much rooted around the Nile. If you look at Egypt from the western side, then you will see a very vast desert dividing between Egypt and Libya. Like if you want to go, Libya is an Arabic country and it speaks Arabic, but it speaks Libyan accent. Then you will have only one road passing from the north of Egypt to Libya. One road. You get my point? Like 1 million kilometers and only one pathway to Libya. You get my mind? And they speak Arabic. And then if you look at the south, it's only one pathway beside the Nile. And if you look at the east, it's the Red Sea, no passing, only water. If you look at the north, the Mediterranean Sea, no passing. So it's like Egyptians are around the Nile. The Nile is surrounded by the desert and mountains, and Arabic came in the middle. So it's like this is the mix. If you come to Egypt, it's very difficult to escape this mix. I can understand, and I can imagine about it. Thank you for sharing with us now, all of them. They're really important. Thank you. And my next question is related about the education about it. Like when in Egypt, like if you have a chance, to change, the one thing about, let's say, language education in Egypt, what would you change? Or instead of language education, you can think about the general education in Egypt. What would you change? It's your choice.
I think if it's my choice and if like the sources are available, I would provide more native speakers to teach foreign languages and expand the basis of foreign languages taught in these schools. Like it should not be English, French, and German, but we should be like teaching English, French, German, Netherlands, Turkish, and the other Chinese, and the other languages. It should be like a free choice. If you look at the learners, every learner is an individual and has very specific qualities. And until now, with all of the technology available until now, we cannot personalize, individualize education enough. Whatever you can say, you cannot teach one book to 100 students. That is not logical.
You're right.
God did not create us the same way. There will be a difference, 100% to 100%, whatever, but these people are not equal, do not function in the same way, do not have the same skill set. So the more, let's say, the more an offer, the more varied the offer is, then the more opportunities you open up to these people. And then when you have like native speakers speaking this language, you break the language barrier, you break the cultural shock. Like the cultural shock is so important, so sometimes so frightening. Like like if you get someone who didn't listen to English before, and then you get him in front of someone native English speaker, and then okay, they are blocked. They cannot speak to each other. They cannot communicate with each other. How do you expect them like to benefit from each other or help each other? That is sometimes, you know, so terrifying. So, like, if I have the opportunity, I would bring these natives in Egypt, and then I would make the offer very varied so that you open up these skills for these learners. Every learner can learn something he skills at, he likes. And then with the sources available, of course, you can reach good proficiency levels, and then your productivity, your variety of income, and then hard currency. And then let's say you are talking to the world. You are not only learning English or French, or let's say speaking to 3 countries. You are speaking to every country around the globe.
You are right. You are right. No, thank you. Thank you very much. And by the way, of course, the native speakers are really important to take into the, you know, the country, wherever you go, to learn, to get something from them. That's important. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, the time flies, as you know that, and you know, we cannot guess what's gonna happen in the future because we don't have any, you know, the idea of what's gonna happen. We cannot guess about it. But when you think about yourself, you know, after 10 years or I don't know, 15 years, how do you see yourself in 10 or 15 years? Will you still be a trainer or language teacher, or will you try another job or jobs?
I think I will, let's say, I will venture more into educational technology. Like technology can solve a lot of the physical problems inside the classroom. The more technology can be flexible, the more solutions you can provide to make education more engaging and more efficient to achieve your learning outcomes. So with technology, you can personalize content, you can provide different learning platforms, you can escape the space and time limits, you can provide your content to people like in faraway areas, and you can get people close to each other. Like one teacher in the north can teach learners in the south. One teacher in the south can teach some people in the west, you know, like it can get, and then with this loop of skills, like with these professionals interacting with each other, understanding each other, of course, like productivity grows, and then like these people can somehow, let's say, generate some passive income, or let's say positive income, I don't know. But, you know, like you can generate opportunities for growth and for improving people's lives and people learning prospects in the future.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for your answer, Nour. And you know, Nour, it's my next question is about superpowers. Okay, like if you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be, and how would it help you?
I think the superpower is to like play with people convictions, change the people's thoughts about themselves and about their and about their skills and their abilities. Like when you get someone, when you get someone in the classroom who is very doubtful, about your teaching techniques and who is very doubtful about their skills, like you will do more than one role in the classroom. You will be a teacher, you will be like a healer, you will be like a psychologist or psychological guide. Like you will do a lot of let's say jobs and duties in the classroom to be able to get something positive out of that learner. But if suddenly you have the tool and then you change something in their brain, okay, yeah, I am confident in my skills and I am confident in my teacher, I know it works, and then, oh yeah, then you have something that is going on and that works. And let's compare this, like if we do a simple comparison, let's get, because I like football, I will get an example from football. Sorry for that, but if some listeners don't like football, yeah, just try to understand my point.
I got it.
Yeah, if you get a football player in Egypt, and then you want this football player to win the golden ball. Do you see the golden ball? Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or. The
Ballon d'Or.
Or
Yeah,
the
Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or.
The golden ball. Okay, nice.
Yeah, the Ballon d'Or. And then, like, how can you convince him that you're playing in Egypt, playing with the standards of the Egyptian league, and then I need you to win the World Cup, and then win the Champions League, and then like do all of these efforts while playing in the local, league? Their minds will give them an error message that is not possible.
That's nice. That's a great one.
But then when you take this exact same person and put him in a professional environment, support is available, let's say professionals are available, specialists are available, and then the football ground is available. What we need you to do is to do a very, let's say, very structured plan. I need you on Monday, do step 1 and 2 only. Then on the beach, run from 1 to 5, and then go home, sleep, eat your spaghetti, and come tomorrow morning. Do 3 or 4, do your runs, and then come next day, and eat your food. Then it is totally different. Yeah, what effect does it have on their minds and their expectations and their, let's say, their understanding of their own profile? In the local league with the local availabilities and with the local resources, they cannot have a very positive message to themselves and a very positive conviction in the available sources and resources.
I see.
They tell themselves, this cannot lead me to there. But when the environment is professional and the sources are available, then the conviction itself is logical. Okay, what I need to do is, follow the program, and then the program logically leads to the next step.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nour, to sharing your ideas about the superpowers to use it. Oh, okay. So, Nour, think that, or suppose that we finished the interview, all right? And you step outside your home and find a lottery ticket that ends up, winning $100 million. Yeah, I know. What would you do? It's really huge amount of money, but please be honest, okay? Don't tell us lies.
I think the first step, I will buy a tuk-tuk. No, I am joking. A tuk-tuk is a very, small machine for transport in Egypt, but it does not cost them. It does not cost them $1 million maximum, let's say 5,000 pounds. But with a $100 million, I think we can establish an educational platform with, with a lot of, let's say, technical opportunities and abilities, and let's say opportunities for learners to use. You can technicalize, or let's say move a lot of the parts of what you are doing in the classroom as a teacher to technology, because teaching has two sides. Like teaching, you present new information and you repeat and revise like already taught information. So you can separate what the let's say the human teacher does and what the technological teacher does. And then what the technology does with these tasks is that it can make them like new every day. It can make them more exciting and more interesting every day. If you want to do a revision to your learners, if you want to do a test, there is some sense of boredom, some sense of repetition. And then
Oh, I
Let's
see.
look at, yes, if you look at at how our brains work, our brains always focuses on, let's say, the important information. Once a piece of information is deemed unrelevant and is deemed boring, the brain sets it on a side and goes to forgetting. So what you are sending to the learners through giving them boring tasks and exercises is that you give them a subconscious message that this material is not important, that this content
Great.
is not important. But what technology can do is to give them this information in a more interesting way and a more attractive way that can engage
Attractive way.
that can engage their attraction and engage their brains, and then learning can be more efficient and more fulfilling. when you
I
learn with the
see.
teacher and in the classroom, like the teacher cannot give every student who does a multiple choice correct like 10 euros. That is not possible because his salary will not
Oh,
be
I
enough for one
see.
class. But technology can give them points, and then they can use these points to play their games. Technology can give them points, and they can use these points to shop, or let's say buy some kind of food on another restaurant. Like
I
when you
see.
have a website, a technology platform, then you can have connections, like you can have sponsors and some people doing advertisements and a lot of things. So you can like link your learning to something direct, something with, let's say, it gives you gratification on the spot. You do
Uh-huh.
something positive, you get a prize. You do something negative, you get punished.
You're
Then,
right.
like you grow sharper with your learning. You give more attraction, and you invest more because you will gain more. The more you achieve on the website, then it can bring you more prizes. As I said, with the availability of these sponsors.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see. It's really interesting the idea that you have to do it. I hope you will, to make it real with that money. If you find the money, and I'm sure that
Yeah.
you'll get money. We all wish to have that kind of money, that
Yes.
amount of money, probably. Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much, Noor. Okay, the time flies, Noor, and now I'm gonna ask you my last question.
Yes,
Okay?
please.
And the most difficult one. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
I think
I
you're
hope.
okay. I'm sure you are. What is your motto?
I think my motto is be confident in yourself and move small steps, but in the right direction.
Uh, I
That
see. Can you
that's it.
mm-hmm.
Yes,
Can you repeat
be
again?
confident. Yes, be confident in yourself. Move small steps, step by step, but in the right direction.
In the right direction. Okay, nice.
In the
It's a
right
very nice
direction.
motto. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you very much, Noor. Okay, I ask all my questions to you, Noor, and before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else?
I really thank you and thank your audience for having me. It has been a great pleasure talking to you and sharing my experience with you. And I am available if anyone would like to contact me or like collaborate with my writings or like to benefit from me on any level. I am always available, and it's all free collaboration. No payments.
No, no payment. I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I would like to say thank you very much, Noor, for your ideas, for your suggestions, to provide us here and for all your answers. And especially, I want to say thank you for your time, Noor,
My
which is really important.
utmost
And you
pleasure.
spend your time with us here. Thank you. Thank you
My
very
utmost
much, Noor.
pleasure. My
Okay.
utmost pleasure.
And Nour Negm was with us tonight with Teacher Talks 183rd, and we had a fruitful session with him, and we talked a lot of things with him about education and about his personal experiences. And as you know that if you have any questions to Noor, you can contact, to him, from his Instagram account or from LinkedIn. You can ask any questions you want. And as you know that, we are going to be here in the next week at the same time on the same day every Monday at 9 p.m. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of yourself, Norm, and bye bye, everybody, and peace.